Hi there, thanks for clicking on this video. If you are preparing for the IELTS Academic test, you're in the right place. A Task 1 question in the writing section of Academic IELTS can be quite overwhelming. There are lines, labels, and lots of data. What's more, there are also quite a lot of strategies that you need to remember, most especially the micro skills 1, 2 and 3, that is describing trends, writing out your variable properly and making comparisons. If you rush into a Task 1 question without having these strategies covered, then you might well experience problems. The risk is that you can confuse the examiner when he or she is reading your answer. And if you confuse the examiner, they will start thinking and your score is going to drop. Why not watch this video as I take you through a whole Task 1 answer for the writing academic question, which will demonstrate to you all of the strategies and how to organize your answer. Follow with me, and then you can copy the ideas that I'm showing you and transfer it to other academic Task 1 questions that you want to practice with. Hi there, my name's David. I am your coach for IELTS at IELTS Breakthrough. IELTS Breakthrough is a YouTube channel that helps you get a high score in IELTS so that you can study at an international university or progress in your career. There are plenty of really useful videos that you can watch free on YouTube that will help you improve your potential to get a high score in IELTS. So please make sure that you subscribe and hit the notification bell. In this video then, we're going to go through a whole Task 1 answer. Now, you can relax here because I'm going to talk you through the whole thing. Let's look at the question that I'm going to use. This actually is quite a famous question. You might find this on the internet in several places. The reason it is a famous question is because it is one of the official IELTS.org Task 1 questions that you can download. Take a look at this question then, and just before we go through the walkthrough, think to yourself about these questions. Number 1, what are the 2 or 3 key features shown in this graph? And number 2, how am I going to organise my answer in terms of paragraphs? Alright then, let's start with the overview. And here is the overview. I'll read it out to you and you can follow along as I read it. The information is presented in the form of a line graph, which represents the number of radio listeners and TV viewers during a 24-hour period in 1992. Some of you might not have been born in 1992. It seems a long time ago now, doesn't it? Carrying on. The information clearly shows that radio was more popular in the morning, while TV was much more popular in the early evening. That is the overview, and you can see that the first couple of sentences are the description, and then in the last sentence we have the key feature identified. Once you've done the overview, now what is the next paragraph? Well, obviously the two main categories are TV and radio. Let's start with the easy one first. So the next paragraph will be about the trend for radio listeners. Once again, just follow me as I read through the example paragraph here. Starting with radio listeners, it can be seen that the number of listeners increased significantly in the first 3 hours. From 6 a.m. to 9 a.m., the number of radio listeners rose from about 7% to just under 30%. After 9 o'clock in the morning, the number fell consistently every hour to only a few percent by 4 a.m. However, there was a slight bump in this trend at around 4 p.m. Take a look at this paragraph. Notice how the variables are written, and also notice the trend sentences that are used. I'd also like you to pay particular attention to how each sentence is connected to each other and the language that is used to make those connections. I've put them in bold, but just to draw your attention to them, these are the important ones. After 9 o'clock, however, this trend. That is the paragraph to describe the number of radio listeners. Let's tackle the more difficult, more complex line, which is, of course, the number of TV audience now. Here is the paragraph. The number of TV viewers shows a different pattern. In the morning hours of the day, between 6 a.m. and about 8 a.m., the number of TV viewers rose to about 5%. At 8 o'clock in the morning, this figure dropped to just below a few percentage points. As 11 o'clock arrived, there was a noticeable rise in this number to about 15%. Another big jump in television viewers can be seen between 1600 and 2000. At this time, the number of television viewers peaked at 50% and remained at this level for another 2 hours. After 10 p.m, there was a drastic drop in viewers, and by 2 a.m. it had fallen to only 2%, about the same as radio listeners. So take a look at this paragraph, study it carefully and see how the variables are written. I've used a variety of different vocabulary words to talk about the number of television viewers. Look at how the trend sentences are written. And once again, identify how the sentences are connected to each other within the paragraph. In this paragraph, a lot of the phrases are kind of showing the story as we progress through the 24 hours. I'm talking about phrases like this. As 11 o'clock arrived. At this time. After 10 p.m. And we have other phrases like another big jump. This figure. And this is where you will finish the answer. Remember, in task 1, you do not need a conclusion or anything like that. Now, I'll just put up the complete answer so that you can see it in its glory. This is exactly what I have talked you through. And there we have a full task 1 walkthrough. Wasn't that fantastic? It shows you how to apply the strategies related to task 1. Notice that this question is 208 words in length. Remember that you do need to write well over 150 words to make a good answer. Actually, you could perhaps expand your answer and describe the trends in even more detail. But remember, you only have about 20-25 minutes to answer this question. Also, remember that you just need to describe the data points shown in whatever chart you're trying to describe. Nothing more is needed. I hope that you enjoyed this Task 1 walkthrough, and make sure you are tuned to this channel because there are more walkthroughs coming up as well. Don't miss those. And let me know in the comments, how else can I help you with your Task 1 academic answer? In the meantime, have a fantastic day, week, weekend, whatever you're doing. I will see you in the next IELTS tutorial video.